I'm just going to say it right now. Minglewood is Memphis. We're doing a series of shows called A Few of My Favorite Things, and wrestling.
The jump Swan. Oh no! Gee! Twisted it right in mid-Dorian.
Oh no! Oh no!
And here we are, number 13. Wait a minute. I promise you.
Oh no! Oh, wait a minute! What an idiot!
He just eliminated himself.
I grew up with neighbors who went to all the wrestling matches, and they took me with them, and I was just totally amazed by it, because it's like athleticism meets theatrics. It's fabulous. And Tommy Jacks is here with us, tells all about both sides of wrestling. 901 Wrestling, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You've been on the show before, but we wanted to do a more in-depth show because I think, first of all, a lot of people, if they're not automatically wrestling fans, well, you will be after the show, but they're not aware of what goes on, why it's an art form. Or I think it's an art form.
Yeah, absolutely.
You think it's a living.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all of the above. I think really what it is, and the way that I've summed it up recently that I feel like encompasses it the best, is that professional wrestling is the last form of true magic left in the world. And what I mean by that is not necessarily how it's done, but it has the ability that very few things still have left, which is the ability to take you away from the outside world for a couple of hours. That's what pro wrestling is.
Because it's not part of your everyday life.
Yeah,
You're
no.
right. We don't walk around. Okay, so how do you get into wrestling? I have known guys that were wrestlers in high school. There were high school programs that had wrestling. Does that translate into becoming a professional wrestler?
Well, yeah, I mean, it definitely helps. I mean, it's not a requirement. Most people that are in professional wrestling never wrestled on a collegiate or high school level or anything like that, but it definitely helps to have that sort of background.
Is it the same?
It's not the same, although some of the movements and things like that do lend itself, just like football. A lot of people come through football and go to wrestling because a lot of the movements and the way that you have to move are the same. So it kind of lends itself.
And they're big and in shape.
Yeah. I mean, because one of the biggest things about all of it is cardio and being in shape.
You have to be in shape.
You have to, yeah.
Can you win and be small?
Yeah, one of the biggest wins of 2023 that we had was with DJ Theory. He's like 100 pounds, maybe 5'3". That's what's great about wrestling, is that it's all shapes and sizes. You can put yourself kind of in the shoes of whatever wrestler that you like or don't like. If there's somebody that's pretty much there as a representation, so put yourself right there in that ring through their shoes.
Why do you get into it? Why do these, other than they can't play football anymore?
Well, I mean, I can speak for myself. I got it because...
Oh, you can speak for a lot of people.
I love pro wrestling and what it does for people. When I grew up in a household where my father was an alcoholic. It was a rough childhood. On the weekends, I'd go to my grandparents' house. Usually my grandfather was drinking, except for on Saturday mornings. Saturday mornings, Channel 5, the house became calm and jovial, and every problem that was the week before was gone for a couple of hours. Later in life, when I had the opportunity to get into wrestling, I saw the state of wrestling here in the city, and it really kind of broke my heart because it did something for me, and I knew it did something for other people too. So I basically got into it to carry it forward. That's
because
why
you felt like it was lost?
Yeah, and it was not being handled with the love and care that it needed.
It did have a renaissance period where it was really every day. I mean, it was, and lots of people were wrestling fans, and I just don't hear that. You're right.
Yes, and it's starting to really pick up again, but really in the city, a city that was known as the mecca for professional wrestling in the world at one time, for it to be in the state that it was 10, 11 years ago, like, it broke my heart. So me and a bunch of other like-minded individuals set out to do something different and changed that, and that's 901 Wrestling. That's how that all started.
So how uphill was that climb
Oh,
to bring it back?
super uphill. I mean, like, and it's not all the way back. Like, that's the thing. It's like it's constantly growing, and I think that that's the part that we keep nurturing, because there's very few things in this city that people can attach to and say that it's this city's, right? Yeah, we've got the Grizzlies. We didn't always have them. Wrestling and the way that wrestling connects to people in this city, that belongs to the 901. That's something
They
that
grew up with it.
yeah, that it needs to stay here. That's it was an uphill journey to get it just back into Memphis, because what had been done before, had kind of, eroded the ground underneath it. But slowly but surely, we've got it to a point to where not only is it, I feel, thriving, but it's still growing
It was hot in Memphis. Why?
for like forever. Yeah, well, like,
Have to do with the
well, I mean, and it even goes even before that. I mean, going back to the 20s and 30s with the Welshes, who originally were here. I mean, and that's the thing, is like there was always wrestling here. There was pretty much always wrestling here. When it really started to take off was the time that Jerry Jarrett came in and took everything over, started really pulling folks in to where you had to watch everything that came on. Every Monday night you had to be there. That's what really changed everything, and to make you feel like you were really following something along. And the fact that while they were doing it, they also weren't making fun of the fans for liking what they liked. Because that's a big
Very
part of
important,
it.
very-
It's just always been something. Before Memphis ever had their own professional sports teams, that was something that we could run to. I mean, it was covered in the sports section of the paper. It was covered on the news during sports time.
So is it a professional sports?
Yeah, I think so. You're talking about professionally trained athletes going in there and giving it their all for whatever the allotted time period is. So yeah, it doesn't get any more grueling than being in a pro wrestling.
Yeah, and you can attest to that. You've been injured in wrestling.
Yeah, I've been beat up more times than I can count. It
And that's
goes-
just by its friends.
yeah, and but that goes with the territory, But it's the, like I said, the last true form of magic left, I feel, on this planet.
Well, where does the theatricality come into? How did that become part of wrestling? Because I thought part of the magic was that these wrestlers looked like they were being, and I know they were being hurt, but hurt where you couldn't come back, but
Yeah.
then they did because it is magic. It's a little
Yeah.
sleight of hand art trick.
A little bit, but it's like at some point, anybody can put two guys in a ring and have a match. Anybody, anywhere in the country can do that. As long as you've got a ring, you and I can have a match. Now, how many people are going to pay for it? That all depends on what you put around it. So that's where that came in. At the days of Gorgeous George and things like that, where it was like, okay, well, they're probably getting tired of just seeing guy A versus guy B.
Because that's just a fight.
That's just a fight. Why do we care? And that's where all that comes in, because you have to care.
The good guy, the bad guy thing.
Exactly.
And I always rooted for the good guys because they were the good guys.
Yes.
And the bad, but then they would come back the next season. They would come back, and the bad guy would become a good guy.
And it's funny.
it was
that-
very easy to switch a light.
It's funny in this city too, is that with the exception of a very few people, for the most part, this city has always been a bad guy town. It's always been a bad guy town.
Why such a fertile ground for wrestling? Why did it take off here and not other places? I'm from a blue collar town, and wrestling was big.
I mean, that's a good question. It was strong in other places back in the territory days. Once the territory started drying up, nobody had really the foothold that Memphis did with their audience. You're talking about Channel 5, Saturday morning wrestling. Once out through the
traditional TV.
yeah, and it out through the Who Shot JR episode of Dallas. So I mean, like,
I'd watch wrestling.
if you just think about that, like, that's versus the nation. People were just enamored by it, and it was something that, again, Memphis didn't have anything that they could call their own, like as a big sports team or something like that. So that's what we had, and then not only Like, it wasn't just like, well, I guess that's what we'll do. It was awesome. So, like, now we've got something that's awesome that we can call our own, and we can go see it every Monday night. Let's go.
And I think that it's also dreams of glory. I think they could identify, women and men can watch a wrestling match and identify with the athleticism, but also getting out the rage. They talk about, screaming or hitting a wall when you're mad or something, and so you can go out there and you can be the rage, but you can also then turn around and be the good guy.
Yeah, and that's one of the aspects that makes pro wrestling different than any other sort of sports or event that you can go to, the interactivity. Some wrestling events, big national events you can go to, and essentially what you're doing is you're buying a ticket to be the backdrop to your TV show. The difference with 901 is that you are part of the show. It is your wrestling show. That's what we call it, your wrestling show, because the people that come and watch our show, people that are responsible for allowing it to be put on, and we want them to feel as engaged and as a part of it as possible.
And they're right next to the ring too, right? They're not separated like going up tiers or anything.
No,
because it takes place here at Minglewood.
Yep, right here at Minglewood Hall.
How was it?
Best place to see wrestling in the city.
Welcome everybody to 901 Wrestling in the 2025 Wild Card Rumble!
Minglewood is a great place to see a lot of things.
See anything.
It goes on and on. And it's right here in the heart of Memphis. Anybody can get to it. It has parking. That's very important.
Yeah, and the folks here at Minglewood have been phenomenal with us since we've got here. We were looking for a new spot, and not only did we find one in Minglewood that's phenomenal, but it's got plenty of room to grow too. We could not be happier.
I just feel like Minglewood maybe has the same kind of grit that 901 Wrestling does.
Yeah, it shares that.
Always fighting to get ahead and do the right thing. So, how do you become a wrestler for 901 Wrestling?
Well, for 901, the way that we've done things, a lot of places you go and they're probably gonna charge you an arm and two legs.
Like a boxing gym.
Yeah, and they'll run you through training, and there's a lot of good places that you can go to get trained. We do something a little bit more old school. We set people up on the ring crew, and that's the way that it was always done back in the day. It's you train as you go, you earn as you go, as far as your spot. Even WWE Hall of Famer Jimmy Hart, you'll still see him put up a ring. Even at this day, you'll see him put up a ring because that's paying your dues. And that's what I think, by having somebody come in and versus, well, I paid my $4,000 to $6,000, here I am, they really earn their spot. It really makes a difference once they're ready to go, because they know what they've been through, they know how they've got there.
They also know all the aspects. Their hands have been on everything.
And it's a proven way to do it. Let's say maybe you don't want to wrestle. Maybe that's not, you want to be involved. You want to help in some way, but you don't want to wrestle because, maybe it's not something that you're not athletically inclined. Maybe, age and life has gotten your way.
Maybe you don't look good in those little shorts.
It could be that.
It could be that.
But you can get part of that ring crew, and then we can find a way to utilize what you're talented at, and you can still contribute to a show. So that's
you can still reach a potential.
Yeah, and that's and be part of something, because that's what sets 901 apart from a lot of places across the country, is that it's a real brotherhood that we have, and that we take care of one another, and we know what the goal is, and that is to make sure that Memphis wrestling not only stays on the map with 901 Wrestling, but really grows and spreads beyond that.
how do you address the safety aspect if you're self-teaching people to be wrestlers? Maybe they didn't, maybe they were athletically inclined or something, but it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
How do you ensure their safety?
Well, I mean, you've got fully trained wrestlers that are showing them what to do and everything. We're not just leaving.
So everybody
willy-nilly.
gets in on it.
Yeah, we're not just leaving them willy-nilly out there, but it takes a village type philosophy. And we've got, our head trainer, and then we've got people that can assist along with that. So, I mean, we do have it set up to where, there's checks and balances in place, but as opposed to going to Joe Schmo's wrestling school. Like, if you're going to go to a wrestling school, you're going to pay the money, then do your research, go to a place that's accredited, some place that's produced people, right? If you're going to pay thousands of dollars, do that. However, you don't have that and you want to be involved, Wrinkle is the best way to do it, because it allows you to contribute, allows you to be part of something, and allows you to kind of take that and move forward with it.
Well, you get to be known by the people that are already doing it.
Yeah,
You get
exactly,
to
which
know
helps
them.
a lot. Yeah.
How do you find out if someone has the dramatic flair? How do you incorporate that? I mean, a lot of people are natural.
Yeah. Well, I find, at least with what I do as cooking the chef, I try to find what that person could do, not necessarily what I need them to do that's outside of their wheelhouse. So what I try to do is whatever amount of charisma you have, I'm trying to find that, and then we just need to turn it up a little bit. But I'm not trying to pull them outside of anything that they're not capable of doing. I know who I've got, and by knowing who I've got, I can put them in the best place possible for them to succeed on the show. A lot of people, it's just wrestler A, B, C. They don't look at what that person can do, what they're capable of, how they connect to the crowd.
Or when to put them in.
Correct. And really, to do your job correctly, I feel, running a wrestling show, you need to know all those aspects, because at that point, not only are you servicing the show, not only are you servicing that wrestler, but you're servicing the fans at the same time. You're checking all the boxes.
And you're ensuring a future. People are going to want to come back and see it. Do you bring in wrestlers from out of town, or is it just this one group that wrestles each other constantly?
We've got people from Arkansas, Alabama, Georgia, Florida.
Is it still a circuit?
For the most part, it is kind of. I mean, it's not the way it was back like in the 70s and 80s. It's a little bit more, let me see what I can get along the way if you're an independent wrestler. Whereas before, you could probably hit Florida, then you hit Georgia, then you hit Memphis, then you go to Kentucky, and then you make the loop back over again, sort of thing. It's not really like that anymore. However, there are enough independent wrestling organizations out there to where, like, for example, Big Dave, who's one of our regulars on the show from Alabama, he'll wrestle in Chattanooga, hit another spot between Chattanooga and here, and then hit here on his way back to Alabama. So
That's traditional wrestling.
yeah, it's just, as opposed to it being as structured as it was, the wrestlers now have to really do that more on their own.
They're in charge of
Correct.
themselves.
Yes. Whereas back in the day, you kind of just knew the loop, and that's the loop you took, and all the bookers saw to each other. It's just everything's segmented now, so they have to kind of do the legwork on their own, but it's still possible. And
You make a living?
Yeah, you can, especially if you get your notoriety up enough. Social media is a big thing. It's really all about how much you're willing to push yourself, because you are your own business. I mean, that's 901 and places like 901 to facilitate it, put you in the best spot possible to make you look as marketable as possible. You got to take the rest and run with it.
So it's maybe good for someone who wants to be in charge of themselves.
Yeah,
To determine their future.
I mean, you are your own business. You are your own name, image, likeness. You are selling your own merch. It's your own business. So that's really the way that a lot of people who get into wrestling really need to look at it. If they're trying to get to a point to where they make a living, and it's like any other pro sport, that the amount of people that make a really good living at it is a small amount.
That's
versus,
any business.
and then it's like a pro athlete business. The folks that make it to WWE and stuff like that.
Right.
It's a small percentage, but it doesn't mean that you can't enjoy what you do and still make some money along the way. If that's what you want to do, and do.
Plus, 901 wrestling is more accessible to the audience. That, I mean, WWE comes in once in a while. That's awesome, but you get to see wrestling all the time.
Well,
here.
and one of the things that I really like that we've brought that was here back in the day that we've kind of brought back is that you can run into the 901 wrestling champion getting your groceries at Kroger. You could run into the 1819 champion while you're filling up your car because these people live here. These are Memphians, just like it was back in the day. You could run into Stan Lang and Steve Kerr, the Fantastics, Fabulous Ones. You could run into any of them walking down the street.
So you're supporting them, but they're also supporting you because they're supporting them.
Correct. And that's this real symbiotic relationship that I think we've been able to tap into. I wish more people could see it that way, but it's like with us in Minglewood, like it's real symbiotic. We're bringing people in on a day that, you know, maybe they don't have anything going on, but
Or maybe they've never been to
or
Minglewood.
maybe they've never been to Minglewood, and then they see all these posters, and you see all of the
Possibilities.
different shows that are going on. So it's really 901 is not trying to just grow 901. 901 is trying to grow everything that touches 901.
Too.
Yeah, it's super family friendly. You know, I mean, we always tell everybody don't do this at home. I mean, these professionally trained athletes there in the ring that are doing this. But that's one of the things that we really pride ourselves on. Children, back in the day, to the Coliseum or to Channel 5 Wrestling, it's the same thing here. It's a family-friendly show. You're not going to see, you know, or hear a bunch of filth coming from any of the microphones out of wrestlers' mouths, stuff like that. There's a way to do wrestling without it seeming subculture, and that's what we did.
Well, one thing wrestling's always been known for is the trash talk around, and I don't mean dirty talk. I mean just the trash talk like
And
that.
there's plenty of that.
Well,
Yeah, there's plenty of that. But
well, we want that.
yeah, but we want to make sure that it's a cool environment for families and kids, because I grew up on Memphis wrestling. Who's going? Well, it needs to be somebody. So somebody needs to be watching 901. We need to make sure that these kids can come and watch the show, be invested to it, have something that they can talk to their friends about Monday at school, because that's the way it was when I grew up.
What is your background that you got into wrestling? Because you've been in the ring.
Yeah, I have. When I got into wrestling, like a whole nother part of my life had happened first. I was, you know, I thought that me getting into wrestling was never going to happen when I was younger. I was going to get into wrestling. I was actually, believe it or not, I was 235 pounds and I had hair down to my waist. I was a big boy.
It really all started right before I got into what was going to be the wrestling school that I was going to join and be part of, which was Brian Lawler's wrestling school, also known as Brian Christopher. Right before I started there, at the job I was working, I had a fall and pulled and bruised every muscle from my shoulder to my wrist, hyperextended my elbow, broke my middle finger, and tore my rotator cuff. So that basically told me that wrestling was not going to happen. I was in a sling for 9 months, so there wasn't a whole lot I could do, and life kind of happened and moved on. I had a family and really wasn't thinking too much about being part of wrestling, but the love was always there. Then you fast forward, 15 years later, and I stumble across this place that's not around anymore, a place called RSWF. I talk to the owner and I tell him, look, I want to be a manager or a referee. I had noticed that there was a severe lack, at least from my vantage point, of those positions that were really the way they used to be back in the day, where they were an asset to the show itself. And that's what I wanted to do. But the thing about it is I wanted to be trained fully as a wrestler. That way, multiple aspects could I be a help, because I wanted to give back. Wrestling had done a lot for me as a child. So I wanted to give back to it, and I figured this was the best way, because I knew that within those roles, I knew I could give the most, or at least I felt like I did. Go through wrestling training, and then I start traveling with a guy named Nemesis, who really finished off my wrestling training, and I'm traveling to all these places, but I'm realizing that it was kind of like Memphis was. It kind of broke my heart because I felt like there needed to be more attention to detail. There needed to be more thought process. There needed to be more care given, as opposed to a lot of events and shows are just happening to happen. So I was a little bummed out after my trip around and all of my forays in Memphis. And then I got a call on the telephone from Chris Ward, Shane Schaffner, two 901 mainstays now, that they were going to do an event in Holly Springs versus Buff Bagwell and a guy named Hollywood, and would I consider managing them. One thing led to another, and next thing you know, I'm producing and writing the show, and one thing became another, and 901 Wrestling was born once we got into Memphis and hit the scene and tried to instill what the original set of Memphis wrestlers here did, which was give back by giving people a way to get away from their lives for a minute, just for a little while, at least while they watch the show.
Adonis, I was born! Did you know it? I had it won! It was BS! You hit me with the chain at the end and everything else? Are you serious? And you want to act like some glorified winner?
Is this the turning point? Is this the momentum that Adonis needs? Up top, double stomp, baby!
Wow. That'll take it out of you.
Here we go. 1, 2. Another big kick out by Brandon
Well,
White.
the whole match, Brandon's been pacing himself, and he's been keeping himself calm.
Good point. You're saying he's got some in the tank?
He's got a lot in the tank. If you've ever been in the ring with him, you don't want his full tank.
Over there, snaps him over. What's Adonis got planned? He said, hey, I know what it takes to win. You got to pin somebody. Not that one. Kick out on 2, though.
There
wait.
you go.
I mean, he just grabbed Adonis's entire eyeball. But that's what I'm talking about. Brandon White is willing to do things that Adonis may not, and thankfully not willing to do. But I mean,
I've been there.
That's what Adonis has to overcome. He has to be able to overcome that. And if not, then I'm afraid this is going to wind up being the same thing that we've seen before. And I just hope that it's not, because Adonis not only can beat Brandon White, but deserves to beat Brandon White in the way that Brandon's been doing things.
He's just choking the life out of him.
And see, this is what I'm talking about right here, where it's like all the talent in the world, all the know-how in the world, all the expertise in the world does Brandon White. Let's choke him over the ropes, you know? And now
Our
to the
camera
outside.
lady just averted disaster.
Yeah. Adonis is out here, referee counting. Here comes Brandon around the corner. Does Prince see him even?
I'm worried.
I am too.
What are you telling me to hush for?
Did you see that?
I think he just remove Adonis's
took
necklace?
Adonis's chain off of his neck and put it in the front of his tights. You saw that just like I saw that, just like I saw it right here.
Buddy, we seen it, but the ref didn't.
Oh, he's got to see that, though. He's got to somehow. Don't let this has happened before with these two. I do not want to see this happen again. Adonis doesn't deserve this. Speaking of Adonis, though, there we go. We need some of that fire.
He's reaching in.
Look, he is. He's grabbing it right now, Ward.
I can see it clear as day.
He's grabbing it right now. Oh.
Again.
Are you kidding me? Every
Let
single time.
me go on and get this hammer.
Every single time. Every single time, Brandon takes a shortcut. Big power. Good God.
Oh, no.
Big power bomb. This is scary, actually. I don't want to see. After Brandon White got a hold of Adonis last time, he was worse for wear, but still has some ring awareness, Ward.
That's the veteran
Adonis is still in this thing.
Come on, buddy.
He's still in this.
You can see his eyes glazing over.
Yeah, he's trying. He's trying. Wait
There you go.
I think Adonis just saw that chain.
I think he did, too.
I think Adonis just saw that chain. Is it going to come back and bite Brandon White?
Person
Perseverance.
Does he still have it?
Perseverance is key.
Oh, baby, let's go. Hooks the leg. Prince Adonis wins it, baby.
You get beat down all the time, you get back up. You get knocked down, you get back up. No matter how big the opponent, no matter if it's David versus Goliath, Prince Adonis is gonna come out on the top. Royalty over everything. Yeah!
Hello, you 901 wrestling faithful. Welcome to the New World Order. My name is Roscoe Monroe, and this is my tag team partner, Norman Metcalf. Together, we make the Gentlemen's Club Tag Team.
Unique situation for the challengers team.
Yeah, and opportunity. And big right hands from Don.
Backing Norman up.
Got him in the corner.
Oh!
Oh, no. Oh, wow.
That was right across.
That was
his
not
jaw.
going to help the situation at all. Not at all.
No. You do not want to see that between the tag champs. And see, you got Roscoe. He just takes a man down. He
Yeah.
just takes a man down. Just brutes him.
Would that be a tag?
You know, I believe it was. I mean, you know, the ref didn't call it
Oh, wow. Big boot.
because he didn't believe it was a tag. Referee's decision is always final. We got to cover. And then you got MJ breaking it up. So see, I mean, you know, obviously he knew that was just.
There's some definite tension
Well, there's
here.
tension, but I mean, he came in to break it up, so you would think that he knows at least there's a goal here. You know, retain these tag titles. I mean, MJ was
MJ is
very hot to
not-
trot about this match.
Yeah, and
He's barely been in it.
He's not really thinking about what he needs to do right now. He's
No, I don't know. You know, this all started because Don Montana came to the aid of Kevin Bliss a few months back, our 901 wrestling champion, who's
we
turned a
know
new
how
leaf.
MJ feels about
I
Kevin.
know, and it was Don that got MJ away from Kevin. But you know, Don's also seen that Kevin has changed. You know, and that means a lot. We've both done some changing over the years, so we know that can happen. But that's where
That's
everything
fair.
started. And now you've got a little tension, but, you know, I'm still in the belief that these dudes are the best tag team going today. They're going to find a way regardless. And, you know, they've just got too
If they can
much
stay on the same
talent.
page.
They've just got too much talent, the top shots.
Staying on the same page is not always easy in this business.
No, it's not. But, I mean, if these two dudes can, if anybody can do it, these two dudes can. In MJ Davis and Don Montana. And speaking of Don, he
needs to get out of
needs
there.
a tag. Oh, here we go, right here. All
There
right,
we
that's
are.
what we
There's your
needed.
tag.
Here comes MJ. Big rights.
There we go.
Sounding off on folks. Oh,
Big DDT.
sending him straight down. Oh, did you hear that? He said, that's how you do that. Get in there and finish it. Ward. That's what he told Don Montana.
Is he walking away from this?
He just told Don Montana to finish it. He just told Don to finish it.
This is not
Where
good.
is MJ Davis going? Where is MJ going? Don Montana's all by himself. These are the two dudes you do not want to be
You're
by
not-
yourself with.
I don't look. Retaining these titles are not looking good now.
Are you kidding me? MJ Davis
He
just left him.
It's spear.
Roscoe for the pinfall.
I think we got new champions.
Are you kidding me? Your winners and new 901 Wrestling Tag Team Champions, the Gentlemen's Club, Roscoe Monroe and Norman Metcalf.
And guess what, you pathetic bunch of folk out there? We are the new tag team champions of 901. Now, I understand I tricked Norman into this. However, I think with the results, as you may well know, it's a very fine thing indeed. What do you think about all this, Norman?
all that might be true, Roscoe, okay? But don't sell it short. I'm still upset with you, okay? You can't do that thing. We are a tag team. We have to talk these things out. This is important. You think that right there is just the beginning? You think this is all over? Now we're on the top of the mountain? No, Roscoe, the real work begins now. We weren't ready. But we got to be ready. But as you said, we're tag team champions now. And you boys, well, that's just tough luck for you. I hate it. I hate it for you. I hate the fact that I have to say that you're a bunch of boys in a men's sport.
Yeah, stop your whining.
It's the problem. You don't know what to do other than whine and cry and complain.
Kurt, oh my, he just drove him through Memphis.
I don't know if he's getting up from that wood.
I don't know if I can get up.
I think the Merc is retaining here. 1, 2. Holy!
Can I just put this hammer down?
Yeah, no, put it down, baby, because we ain't done yet. We ain't done by a long shot. There's still life in Walker 13. And that frustration you talked about seems like it's starting to come out in the Merc.
It does. It comes out. It's you got to just fight it off. You got to calm down, breathe, think about your next move.
But the last thing the Merc needs to do is listen to these fans out here because they're all the way behind Walker 13.
I don't think there's a one that's not behind.
Where is he going?
I do not know.
Well, there's no count out.
But he forgot Walker. Is he getting a table?
Are you? No.
He's getting a table.
It's legal. It's legal. It's legal. There it is. He's brought out the hardware.
Yeah.
He's going to try to take Walker 13 out for good.
Yep. No more Walker.
Walker trying to fight off the Merc. Oh, wait a second.
This ain't good.
No. I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't like the possible outcome of any of it.
I'm on the edge of my seat. Oh, man.
Straight through the table. Walker turned him right in midair. 1, 2, 3. Ring that bell. Your winner and new 18-19 champion, Walker 13. Tonight, Hyped Up 2025 lived up fully to its name right here at Minglewood Hall. Every single title for 901 Wrestling on the line, and it did not disappoint. The 18-19 champion, brand new Walker 13. You've got new tag champs. Kicking off the night, Dorian Vane, head of state, one of the biggest individuals that we've seen in this territory, going up against the returning DJ Fury in a contest that we were sure to see DJ Fury squeak out that victory until it was too late, and a power bomb sent him to his doom. Your winner, Dorian Vane. And we had a grudge match between Prince Adonis and Brandon White. The chain got involved, but I would like to say rightfully so this time. And Prince Adonis finally comes out with the 1, 2, 3. And then titles galore and abound. The tag team championships on the line. unbeknownst to one half of the tag champions, because it was made right there on the spot, a match between Gentlemen's Club, Roscoe Monroe, Norman McClellan, and your tag champs, Top Shotters, MJ Davis, Don Montana, and what no one thought would happen, no one knew, no one even imagined that MJ Davis would leave his partner Montana hanging, and now we have new tag champions. Get ready, because your new tag champs are the Gentlemen's Club. That's not all. The 1819 championship, the belt named after the founding year of this city, was on the line right here tonight at Hyped Up between Walker 13 and the champion, the Merc, Chris Evans, in a no DQ, no disqualification, no time limit, anything goes match, and it did not disappoint. Going straight through a table, busting into a million pieces, was the Merc, and your new champion, your new 1819 champion, Walker 13. The only place that you can get this action, the only place that you can be transported away from the outside world for a couple of hours on a Sunday, right here at Minglewood Hall and 901 Wrestling.
Tommy, you said merch.
Yeah.
I'm all about the merch. What is the merch that we can get when we come watch wrestling? Because, of course, I'm a wrestling fan, but not the merch.
Well, we're going to make sure to get you a 901 Wrestling t-shirt, of course. But, I mean, the cool thing about it is if you find somebody on the show that you like, there's something that they've got that you can take home with you, whether it be an 8x10, whether it be a Kendang All-American flag, whether it be a toy signed by. There's plenty of things to check out at the merch table.
That's fabulous. I love the t-shirts. 901, absolutely. But I'm thinking an American flag.
Okay.
Totally.
Yeah. We can make that work.
The
That's
American
fine.
flag.
There you go.
So you're hearing noise in the background because there's always people setting up for things. So tell us a little bit when somebody comes in and you put them on the ring crew. How do we?
Yeah, well, it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of heavy lifting. But, it's grab and go, set the ring up, and then you get some training time after that. And, that's what one of the things Minglewood has helped us out with, is allowing us to set up at a time that allows us to get everything we need to be done. And, that's just part of setup.
Things are always going on at Minglewood, and we're going to find out, to take a little look at some of the setup. But just remember, Minglewood, 901 Wrestling, Memphis, they are all hand in hand, part and parcel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And let me tell you, it's very affordable, it's very easy to get to. It's Minglewood on Madison, it's got parking, and if you've been hearing any noise in the background, things are always going on at Minglewood. Loading in for 901 Wrestling is part of that. So get out and enjoy your city. There are things going on, and 901 Wrestling, it really is fun. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Watching the Library Channel, a broadcast service of the Memphis Public Libraries and the City of Memphis.